Do you love Isekai anime? Do you love romance? Then why not get a mixture of both? Here are 10 Isekai anime with tons of romance. Let's go! Number 10, the aristocrat's otherworldly adventure serving gods who go too far.
カイン君はそこで正座して待っててね。
正座？
いいから、いざ。
Sometimes being noble can grant you death. Kazuya Shina dies trying to protect two girls and gets reincarnated in a fantasy world as Cain von Silfert, the son of a noble. At just 5, he's granted divine blessings from 7 gods, giving him crazy cheat abilities like magic and swordsmanship. With his new powers, Cain aims to live his dream life, living stress-free and happy, while the gods seem to have even bigger plans for him.
魔法神の家具も持ってる？はい、2つも持ってるの？剣技と、はい、魔法と。私たち教えることないかも。
It's basically a classic isekai setup, but with a focus on Cain's adventurous and sometimes humorous journey. It's got that satisfying mix of overpowered protagonist and a laid-back vibe, which I know some folks complain about, but if you love isekai, then I'm sure you're all for it. The action's solid, and Cain's personality keeps things fun. Plus, it doesn't get bogged down by cliches, it just embraces them. And even though the romance might feel a little generic at times, it's still there and very enjoyable. Number 9, chilling in another world with level 2 super cheat powers.
そして、強大な力を持つあなた様を我が主と定め、この命を捧げて、こたびのご恩に報いましょう。
Alright, so imagine being transported to another world as a humble merchant called Bonanza, who gets no epic powers like you'd expect. Instead of hero stuff, he lands in a forest with a single level up that gives him limitless power. It's like accidentally starting a new playthrough of a game and getting a glitch that makes you overpowered. To keep things low-key, he adopts a new identity called Fleo and soon meets Fenris, a fierce demi-human girl who turns out to be a lupine demon. After a quick magic showdown, they decide to fake being a married couple and start a chill life together.
だけど、このまま何もしないで殺されるなんて絶対に嫌だ。だから使える魔法を片っ端から試す。
The whole marriage thing is honestly pretty adorable and adds a cozy vibe to the whole series. It also balances humor and heartfelt moments really well, especially with Philo's relatable personality and chemistry with Fenris. The pacing is great, letting you soak in the fantasy world without feeling rushed. The opening is also pretty cheerful, which makes this series a super enjoyable and feel-good isekai that hits all the right notes. Number 8, I'm the villainess, so I'm taming the final boss.
何をなさいますの？
心配しなくても君は可愛いし、彼女は僕の好みじゃない。
Yep, this is the first villainous anime on the list because along with good villainesses come good romance. This anime basically is about Eileen, who finds herself reincarnated in a game as the villainess doomed to die. Her goal? Win over Claude, the Demon King, and change her fate before it's too late. After her engagement with the Crown Prince gets nullified, Eileen's only hope is to romance Claude, who's super distrustful at first. But she's relentless, helping him build peace between humans and demons, and honestly, she's pretty adorable with her presence and clever ways of winning hearts.
いや、どこからそんな話になった？
とにかく私も行きます。
A lot of fans loved Eileen's character. She's smart, funny, and super determined without being annoying. The show is feel-good and lighthearted romp that highlights her good nature and clever antics, making it a joy to watch. Sure, the art might not blow you away, but the animation is solid, and the voice acting really boosts the characters. Overall, it's a fun rom-com that's worth your time, especially if you're into charming heroines who don't give up. Number 7, Why Raeliana Ended Up at the Duke's Mansion.
何をするんですか？
許してくれるんだろ？許してくれるまでは話さない。
急に何なの？
Why Raeliana Ended Up at the Duke's Mansion is hands down one of the coolest romance anime adaptations I've seen lately. The story kicks off with Raeliana, a girl reborn into a novel as a minor character doomed to die early. She's got to shake up her fate and plays a clever game with Duke Noah. And it's not just romance, you've got political intrigue, a fresh isekai twist, and world building which surprisingly feels rich for just one season.
私たち もなかったよね。
忘れたのか。
As for the romance, I really love the whole chemistry between Rayliana and Noah. Their banter feels so real, playful, and natural, way better than your average romance anime. The art is stunning with gorgeous character designs that really pop. Sure, some side characters can get more depth, but the core pairing totally makes up for it. This one's a hidden gem that romance fans need to check out. Easily a 9 out of 10 for me. Number 6, Tales of Wedding Rings.
ご夫婦の寝室。だってしたでしょ。誓いのキス。
Time for some more fanservice stuff. This is about Princess Crystal Hime Nokonatika, who escapes an assassination attempt by hopping from her world into modern Japan. She meets Haruto, and they strike a deal to forget what they saw. But when she heads back home, Haruto's memory suddenly kicks in, and he rushes after her through a portal, causing chaos at her royal wedding. Things escalate quickly when an abyss monster crashes the party. Hime swaps rings with Haruto, giving him magical powers to fight back.
それよりも戦士として頼りないと言ったが、なかなかどうして子を作りたくなる体をしているな、佐藤。
In terms of romance, this is a harem, but in terms of visuals, this is a feast. The animation's top-notch, vivid, detailed, and full of life. The heroines are a highlight because the girls are always the ones leading the harem show. And for a harem, the cast is pretty good. It's like a buffet where you can pick the personality you want, and that girl is somehow magically there. The only thing to remember is how some plot choices are totally from the creator's creative mind, so just go with it and enjoy the ride. Number 5, The Vision of Escaflowne.
私怖かったんだから、とっても怖かったんだから、ありがとうの一言ぐらい言いなさいよ。あんたなんか助けなきゃよかった。
Oh, you know we need an old anime too. Escaflowne is a super cool blend of fantasy, romance, and a dash of mecha, all set in a mysterious world where Earth hangs in the sky. Hitomi, a regular high school girl into tarot cards, suddenly gets whisked away into Gaia after she helps a mysterious boy Van defeat a dragon. Van's a prince fighting an evil empire, Zybok, trying to revive ancient power. The story kicks off with Fenilia's destruction, Hitomi teaming up with Van and other characters to fight back, all while dodging alliances and secrets along the way.
地球？どうして地球が見えるの？
ここはアーザスの村の近くだ。
アーザス？
Now, I gotta say, what really seals the deal is the characters. Hitomi feels so real and relatable, not some overly cutesy or tough girl stereotype. Her growth, plus memorable side characters like Alan and Dilandau, make this anime hit home. The visuals are older but charming, so it has that old but gold vibe. The theme of fate versus free will really makes you pause, and the plot twist keep you hooked. Honestly, it's a dream for any romance fantasy fan who wants something a bit deeper. Number 4, Trapped in a Dating Sim.
いいでしょう。共に学園での思い出を作りましょう。ミレーヌさん、俺と結婚してください。
Otame Game Isekai takes the wild concept of being sucked into a game set in a matriarchy and turns it into a surprisingly fun ride. The story follows an ordinary guy who gets transported into a game as the mobster character Leon Faux Barfort and has to cleverly navigate a world stacked against him, all while trying not to starve or pass out. Oh, and he got 2 girls that are cute by his side? That's how this anime made it into this list.
どうなさったんですか、アンジェリカさん。
これが笑わずにいられるか。バルト・ファルトは本当にひどい男だ。
リオンさんはひどくないです。優しい人です。
Like I've always said, the show's biggest win is its characters. Leon, with its harsh but relatable personality, really stands out compared to the usual bland MCs. The romance comes in heavy during the final arc, where the tensions between Leon and the 2 girls grow high. The girls are also pretty great, and they're not annoying like a tsundere or way too obsessed like a yandere. All I can say is how one girl looks like Annie and the other one looks like Historia from Attack on Titan. Number 3, I'll become a villainess who goes down in history.
まずいよ。
アリシア。
嘘。
One last villainous anime to go. So this anime is about a girl who gets reincarnated as Alicia Williams, a villainess in an Otame Games world. Alicia wakes up as a 7-year-old with all her memories intact, and her goal is to outsmart the heroine and avoid the bad ending. Instead of being the sweet dark heroine everyone expects, she chooses to embrace her inner villain and master dark magic, all while trying to become an ultimate villainess.
命を危険にさらすようなことだけは本当にやめろ。生きた心地はしなかった。
It's basically about turning the usual trope on its head. She's not evil just for the sake of it, but she's got her own clever plans. The show nails that "oops, I'm a villainess, now guess I better own it" vibe. Alicia is trying her best, and her admiration for the original villain is super fun. Plus, her dad's surprisingly involved in her life, which adds a funny, relatable touch. I only finished this recently, and I wish there was more of this. I'm already hooked and thinking about grabbing the manga to see how it all ends. Number 2, the world's finest assassin gets reincarnated in another world as an aristocrat.
上達したな。見事なものだ。
ルーグ様が鍛えてくれたからです。
さすがは雷足の戦乙女だ。
だからその名前恥ずかしいです。
What happens when a top-tier assassin who gets betrayed by his own organization ends up dead? Well, a goddess appears and offers him a second chance in a fantasy world. No, this doesn't happen to every assassin. This assassin is reborn as Liu, a noble kid in a kingdom of magic and swords, trained in new assassination techniques by his dad. As he grows, he makes friends, learns new skills, and slowly realizes that taking down a world-threatening hero won't be a walk in the park.
世界最高の暗殺者ですね。あなたには剣と魔法のファンタジー世界に転生していただきます。
This is basically your typical Isekai setup. Powerful protagonist, harem of beauties, but with a twist that he's not some puppy-eyed kid or a creep. He's got a mature mindset, even though he's surrounded by pretty girls, and he respects boundaries, which is pretty rare in this genre. Plus, the animation and world building are solid, making it a promising watch for fans who want an Isekai main character who isn't a wimp. Number 1, the familiar of Zero.
そうだ、最新の得意技があるぞ。
本
パンツ洗い。
当？
だからさ、お前のパンツ洗いの実演ってのは。
Familiar of Zero is about Luis, a pretty spoiled mage in Tristan Academy, who totally bombs her magic test and accidentally summons Saito, a boy from Japan, instead of a powerful familiar. So Saito ends up as her familiar, stuck cleaning and eating off the ground, all while Luis tries to hide her embarrassment, especially when everyone calls her Luis the Zero.
姫様に向かってどうしてあんたはいつも
そればいい。
よけるな。
I know the first episode doesn't paint a really good picture about this anime, and it's not a masterpiece, but the final arcs of each season really nail the whole romance vibe of the show. The characters may act like kids, but get into some crazy situations that make the comedy pop. Plus, the mix of light romance and witty banter keeps things interesting. Like I said, it's not some mind-blowing romance anime, but it's binge-worthy if you ignore the first few episodes. And I know Luis is the main character here, but the queen is the best girl, so all hail the queen, baby!